Hi friends, I am your Joel John. Now I am going to talk to you about third party and captive BPOs. And there is both are outsourcing of jobs from a main company for saving the price on certain jobs which are not the core functions of the company, or even if it's a core functions can be done at a different place, and it doesn't require the need of the employee to be present on the same location where the core business takes place. This is what the key concept of outsourcing is. And during outsourcing there are other things which are need to be considered is language barriers. So you'll be the main part will be in English, and also you will be looking on ads like BPOs that they need language experts for Spanish, French, Russian, Chinese, and so on. This happens both in captive as well as third party units. So what is a third party unit? Third party unit is a completely a BPO. For example, you would have heard of TCS BPO, Wipro BPS, and TCS also now it's mainly BPS, and also you would have heard of CTS BPS. What is a BPS is? BPS is a business process service. Business process services. What does this does? These companies take the business process services of other company and do it with their expertise. They have expertise on doing that job. They have channeled units for that. They have HRs, talent managers, communication trainers, or process trainers who are mainly focused on that. So that when a company outsources to these people, they have people who have excellent communication skills, who have excellent accounting skills, who have excellent selling skills. So those kinds of knowledge development cannot happen on that company in-house because their core business is different. So at that time they look for a third party, and also they won't have that kind of time and the management resources to establish one. But still there are a lot of companies which have captive units. For example, you have Maersk, GSE, HSBC, GSE, Scope, Standard Chartered Bank's back office is well known in Chennai, and you have Hawaii, a Chinese telecom provider who has set up their GSE unit, that's Global Shared Services unit in Bengaluru, employing about 1,000 people on technical support, say pre-sale support and those kinds of activities. And that's a captive unit of the Hawaii company, a Chinese player coming into India for establishing a global shared service center. Mostly another one thing you have to notice, these captive units are now being called as global service center or global shared services center, so GSC or GSS. The reason is like the captive unit itself will share its services from all over the world to a centralized place like India, Philippines, Mexico, and these are the countries which mainly shine on BPO industry, and Romania as well. So to these kinds of location they outsource the job, and the jobs will be done from here. So now you understand the difference between a captive BPS and BPO or KPO, or now mainly called as GSE. So the name itself they distinguish, but both the people hire people who worked on GSE will be hired on BPOs. People who worked on BPOs will be hired on GSEs, because mostly the role they do or the job they do will be a telesales, document when it comes to verification calls, clarification calls will be done, and customer service technical support calls will be there. Mostly you have the helpline numbers, right? The helpline numbers in banks and others will be reaching here to the BPO or the BPS, or if it's a captive unit they now call it as GSE. So that's the main thing they are doing here. So when these kinds of things are happening, you are getting a lot of job opportunities here. So now to wind up the video, you will be understand that difference between the captive and the third party BPO. When you go to a BPO, you can also, when they ask you to the question what do you know about BPS BPO, you can also say that there are two types. One is captive and another one is third party, and say that third party is an expert on doing the job. If you go for a third party interview like a TCS BPS, Wipro BPS or something, when you go to a GSC kind of thing like Maersk GSC or HSBC GSC or Scope, you can say that captive units are the best forms of outsourcing, as the company has a control over its employee, and there is a sureness that the legal process is carried out correctly, and all the company confidential informations are kept private, and we are also capable of developing good communication skills. We can also have our in-house facility of talent pool. Those kinds of speech will be fetch the more opportunity for you to get a job in GSC. When it's a captive unit, you can also ask the consultant, HR consultant who calls you, whether it's a captive unit of the company or a third party BPO. Based on that, speak on your interviews, so that when you go for a third party interview, when you highlight that we have the best communication skill, if you go for a voice process third party BPO, and you can say that we have expertise on documentation or crime management or accounting when you go for a non-voice role on a third party BPO, which will increase the opportunity of you to fetching the job. Okay, so go through my other videos. I have put a video on NATO codes. I will also put more videos on easy spelling out of alphabets and so on, because various types of communication like B2B businesses, B2C calling, all those I will be adding up videos. So stay tuned to my channel, press the subscribe button and subscribe. Go through all my videos, and I have different topics of videos, but job related, banking related, insurance related, mutual fund related videos are much. So go through that as well. Thank you very much for your time, and I will be coming up with a detailed comparison between the captive and third party in my future video. Watch that as well. Have a great day. It's time to sign off. It's Joel John J signing off from you. Bye.